Welcome. No, sorry. Welcome to the first edition of the Rehabilitated Mount Media podcast. And today we are talking about a very special movie. A very special Harrison Ford, Indiana Jones in the future with a certain person from
It's the
La
Star
La
Wars
Land.
special for Christmas.
Yes, yeah.
The
That's
Joker.
pretty much it, yeah.
The blind Joker.
Yes,
Blind
it's
Joker.
It's Mark Hamill.
Let me.
called Mark Hammer.
It's nice.
It's nice.
You would still be able to see.
Alright, so today we're talking about Blade
Yeah.
Runner 2049. We saw that last night. It's pretty good.
It was pretty good.
So,
Really good.
what all did you like about it?
The movie was good. It was really, really good. Really, really pretty. Really pretty to watch.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a dark pretty.
Yeah, I mean, well, the
It was
first
a sad
one.
pretty.
This one's more of that techno Tokyo type of thing than the first one. The first one was more noir, black and white, shades of blue here and there, trying to be futuristic, kind of like Aliens. Sorry, the old technology and all that stuff. This one, a nice pink neon Tokyo drift type of thing going on. It was just, it's pretty. It was nice.
It was
very
Tokyo without all the Asian people.
True. I mean, well, it was based off in Los Angeles, so.
But like all the signs were in like Japanese.
What's
I think
in?
I saw
Yeah.
some
Well, I mean,
Korean.
it's like how it was in the first, Blade Runner. I mean, they shot in Hong Kong, I think, for like actual location.
Tokyo's hot right now. That's all I'm saying. 2049, Tokyo's so
Yeah.
big.
That was the hot
Digital
person.
waifus all over the
Digital
place.
waifus. Oh man.
They all look the same.
Yeah. So yeah, I agree. It was very
The
visually
writing-
appealing.
I mean, before we went to go see the movie, me and Zach watched the first one that day. Better writing,
Way better writing.
way better writing than the new one. It has more.
A complete story. It's a complete
It's
story.
a full script, and I mean they could either play off where they could release a third one, or they could just leave it off at this one.
Mhm.
I think they're gonna have.
They left it open ended.
Yeah,
The ending.
but
They did. They left it open ended.
What
Yeah.
do you mean?
well, they still have the rebellion to show.
Oh, well, I mean the
Well-
base plot was pretty clear.
Yeah,
It ended.
Are we just gonna jump straight into spoilers?
No, it's a couple more minutes.
Okay.
Of
So let's get into
non-spoilers.
spoiler
And
territory.
then we'll
a little
jump
bit,
into
talk about
it.
sure. We were just dipping our toes in.
I really liked it. As I don't really like these kind of movies. I'm more of the fun movie guy.
Yeah.
Not like the serious drama.
He doesn't
thinking
want to
about it.
think.
Well,
I
that's
just
why
wanted-
I was kind of concerned when you said you were down to watch this. I was like, oh shit, Eric's like, this is a very long, like slow paced movie.
You think it was
And,
gonna be
like-
another? What was that movie I don't like?
Well, I just didn't want you to come into
No
this.
Country for Old
No,
Men.
no, that was gonna be another No Country
Yeah,
for Old Men.
I didn't want you to come into this thinking like, oh, this is gonna be sci-fi shoot 'em up, like I don't know,
Indiana Jones with a whip.
fucking with the laser gun or some shit.
Bum, ba-dum, bum.
But yeah, it's definitely a slow paced movie, just like the original.
I got through
Slow. It was very very long.
But
Sleeping half the
it.
time.
No, I was not.
Yes, you were.
I didn't know. I didn't officially.
Oh, I didn't wake up.
Steven,
get
you're so
some
high up.
drink in me.
What?
You're so high up.
I know. I'm
You're
so
like
bad.
one of the giant techno
Yeah.
naked women.
No, but I got through it all. I didn't officially fall asleep. A lot of dialogue.
Oh, the
Gotta keep
bass
moving.
kept you up.
Kept moving.
Steven,
Oh, the
Yeah.
bass kept you up.
Oh,
Anything
God.
loud happened, and Then I go back, grab my. He noticed
Speaking
it,
of-
grab my soda, and okay, I'm gonna wait for another 10 minutes.
speaking of sound, dude, the soundtrack,
The
the
soundtrack.
audio was it was good.
yes,
It was really
A
really
lot
good.
of bass.
there was a lot of bass in the soundtrack, but it works in the scene to give you more
yeah.
gravitas to it.
Yeah. But it was long, but I was interested the entire way. Afterwards I was thinking about like, okay, it was almost a 3-hour movie. With these 3-hour movies, you could think like, okay, they could have done without that scene. They could have, I don't think there's a lot of extra fat.
Yeah, there's very little fat on this movie that you could actually
Yeah.
trim out.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe the weird like
like I said before, back then they were able to do those director cuts and all that other stuff because back then they didn't know what they were going for. It's Blade Runner. It was Harrison Ford, and it was very like
a think piece.
yeah.
Really know,
This one
yeah.
was more dialogue heavy, more. I mean, they could do without the love scenes and all that. I think that's the only thing they could really
Yeah, that's what I
cut.
was
But they're
gonna
not
I
going
don't
to
know.
cut
That kind of humanized Ryan Gosling's
Exactly.
character, though. So
Exactly.
It almost
Flesh it
humanized
out.
his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
which I think that's more just the overall theme of the movie is what is it to be
Right.
human.
Yeah, so basically the plot synopsis is that, Officer K, he's tasked with, retiring, old gen
Yeah.
Nexus 6 replicants.
He has Decker's Blade Runner. Is what a Blade Runner does.
Yeah, that's the job of a Blade Runner.
Yeah.
So he's tasked with finding a certain someone that pretty much would change the whole ballgame as far as humans and replicants are concerned, without getting into spoiler territory.
And there was a lot
And-
more replicants than I feel there was humans. Because I would be like, oh, here's some more
Yeah.
characters, and they're like, we're replicants too, and it's like,
Well, it feels like an evolved world from the first one. Though.
yeah, they're kind of running the show now.
Yeah.
I mean that. Like,
There's a lot more of them that are not just slave labor. They're in other jobs too.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Because
Well,
the new Nexus 8 models are made to obey.
Would you say that Ryan Gosling was Nick Valentine?
Nick Valentine.
Looking for Sean?
deep cut.
We're gonna find
My
your boy.
My boy.
We're gonna find your boy.
He looks a lot
Or
well
Ronnie.
put together than Nick Valentine.
But no,
Yeah, it was really good. I mean, yeah, there was some action. There was, I guess, was there humor? I totally forgot.
There's a couple scenes like with.
it was
I
more
mean,
or less poking fun at itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a couple scenes with like obviously Deckard's in the movie. It's in the trailer, so there's
Yeah.
not really too much spoiler there. But like their interaction, has some heavy undertones, but I mean they lighten it up with like some humor.
Yeah,
like,
it's a pretty dark movie. This isn't.
Yeah.
You're not gonna walk out feeling good about the world.
Well, you kind of. I mean, the ending has a little bit.
Well,
of
oh yeah, but it's not like an overall like this positive place.
No, yeah.
But
It's not a world that you want to live in.
it is a long movie. I mean, we already said that multiple times. But I think it's because of the time that we start at. We started at 7:30, and we got done like around 10. So we were like,
30.
yeah, 10:30. We were all like, oh my goodness. But we would have started at 9 and got out at 12. It would felt like a normal movie because that's when we normally watch our movies.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't help that we had almost like 30 minutes of like ads.
Yeah,
to
that
watch
too. And we
before
also
we
had
started.
something to do afterwards, after the movie. It kind of was on the back of my mind. I was like, oh wow. I mean, I told our group that we are gonna go meet them, but
Yeah.
we're gonna be a little late here.
I
But-
don't care.
The cast.
No.
Mhm.
Bueno.
Oh yeah.
I really love the cast. I think that's one of the main reasons that I was so interested. Is they kept on bringing not like tons of people in, but they kept bringing more people, and they weren't just like these off side bits. Everybody had
Yeah.
purpose.
Yeah, that's my main complaint with like the first Blade Runner. Looking back at it, is like it just feels like a skeleton story. Like it's like all the climactic points of the movie you expect without any of the like build up.
It was just like
For that
Decker
movie.
and then everybody
It's-
else.
Yeah, like when he takes down the replicants, like you don't feel anything because like you haven't invested any time in them. You haven't invested in Deckard really either. So
You know what I do have to say about comparing Decker from the first one and this one? For some reason, this one he seemed like he knew what he was doing. In the first one, it seemed like he was fumbling. Like I didn't.
Yeah.
When I watched the first one, it seemed like he wasn't that good as a detective. Like he
like
wasn't
he's just
strong.
kind
Yeah.
of falling into situations. As they
Which
come
not
along.
even like. Not even a good like falling into situation like smoothly like if you
Yeah.
ever watch Archer or fucking any of those other Hitman's
Right.
Bodyguards, it just happens when it happens and it's funny and all that. But
Yeah.
but the first Blade Runner it was like it's kind of sad to see Harrison Ford like sluggish, freaking can't like keep up. And but in this
Yeah.
one he actually like he knows what he's doing. He's playing by like he's very smart about how he's shooting his gun and everything else like that. So it's like
Yeah.
It's been a long
they
time.
worked on his character. It seemed like.
Oh yeah. It's
More-
he's almost a completely fleshed out character.
Yeah,
compared
and
to,
completely better. Like they wanted this
2019.
character before, and they're hoping that people forgot about the first Decker.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people are saying they prefer this new one to the old one,
I think this new one
Yeah.
is what the old one should have been.
which is very interesting because
It's-
you rated this movie. We're not going to go over our full ratings right now, but you rated it lower than I thought you would.
Wait. Oh, like a 9? No.
You said an 8.
You did
No,
say I said 9.
No, I said 9 out of 10.
No, you said 8. When we
Yeah.
walked out of the movie theater, you said 8.
Yeah.
No, I said
You're
9.
like a
That's what I
nice
was like,
soft eight.
huh.
I'm giving it a 9 out of 10.
He had to sleep on it, right?
He had to sleep on it.
But I'm not
Get the
giving it. I'm
ball
not giving it
over.
anything over a 9. I do have some gripes with it, but
Okay, well,
it's not a perfect movie, but it's a damn fucking good one.
we'll get into the gripes because I think right
Yeah.
now we'll
It's a damn fucking good.
spoiler alerts are going to go up.
Yeah.
So in graphic for spoiler alerts, I'm sure you'll make one up.
Kapow! Spoilers!
Good shit.
explosions. Oh.
I'm Nick Valentine.
Nick Valentine.
Girl
We're gonna
dress.
find your boy. I mean, girl. I mean, I don't know what the
We're gonna
fuck
find
she is.
it. We're gonna find it.
Okay, so how'd you guys feel about Ryan Gosling's character?
Perfect.
More in depth.
Great.
Yeah.
Perfect.
His
Dazzle me some Ryan.
If you could win an Oscar for just having the same facial expression the whole fucking movie almost,
And
you'd
in
win.
every other movie,
and it actually work.
How did you
I
like
don't know.
his backstory and how he kind of mixed into the whole
Oh, it was good.
story?
Like with the twist and everything
Twist?
else. Oh,
I feel like they've reached like the point of like how far you could flesh out a replicant like that, like without them having their own memories. Like he's a damn near like
yeah.
Yeah, he was a very
completely
real
like
person.
maxed out, fleshed out like
Sin.
replicant.
Yeah.
Well, and then how he felt emotion for his girlfriend.
Yeah,
I don't
Joy.
know what you want to call it.
Joy.
Holograph.
Well,
Joy.
her name's Joy. in the
Joy,
movie.
but what she was a holograph.
Yeah.
But even she started like, I don't know if it's a programming. We're in the spoilers, so
she
when
started to humanize.
when she died,
Just made me self-aware.
she yelled. The last thing was "I love you." I don't know if that was part of her programming or she was starting to become, like Miko said, more self-aware.
Yeah.
Which I thought in the beginning it was gonna be like, oh, it's the future. Look what we created. You could have your own girlfriend. But oh no, she's gonna be a really big character.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about the actress for her though. Ooh.
Anna De Amaris.
Not too bad to look at. Not too bad to look at all.
Like the short.
Nick Valentine.
Good wife.
You know who's
Ooh,
also
right. Digital waifu.
Digital
you
wife.
know who also is
Digital
pretty good to look at is Batista.
With his
Yeah.
tiny glasses.
His tiny glasses.
This fool wanted.
he's stretching out the lenses.
did. I don't know who in props like, hey, I know.
Do it.
I know in Tokyo they wear tiny glasses. Get me one.
I feel like I feel like that was meant to like invoke that he's just barely holding it together. Like he's just finding whatever can work for him. Because if you've watched the 20 it was one of the 2049 short clips like before. I think
Oh,
it was like
no.
the year before. It was like 2048
I forgot to
that
watch this.
short clip. It shows his character I forgot his name, like Sapper, I think. His
The
first
medic,
name's
yeah.
like Sapper, yeah. But he's saving this girl from like getting, and her mom like from getting like raped in the street or
Mhm.
something. And he beats the shit out of these guys and saves them, and then like he goes on with his normal day. So you kind of feel like he's a little bit more fleshed out. You understand like more where he's coming from. That did a lot for me. Like that first scene, like knowing where he's coming from. Yeah, like that helped me like relate to his character, especially when Ryan Gosling kills him. Like
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
when
I didn't
before he
feel
says
shit.
yeah.
I was just like,
No,
oh,
before he says that, he's like, you don't know, you haven't seen a miracle, you haven't,
which makes sense.
Yeah.
I like how they would do flashbacks.
yeah,
That really helps simple Eric.
yeah. So
Who
that scene
forgets
hit
easily.
me more than like it would have been if I hadn't seen that.
True. I completely forgot about those. I was just
Yeah,
because what kept
there's a
me.
lot of them too. I mean, there's like
Well, there's a lot of like
there's
loose,
three, yeah.
not loose ends where they're actually like making spin-offs. Like there's those little clips, and but also the anime, the Blackout. That's what the anime's about.
yeah.
Blade Runner 20 or 22 or something like that.
Yeah, during
2022.
they lost everything.
It's like
It's
right
about the-
after the first movie. It's what's
Yeah.
supposed to take place.
Well,
I didn't watch that
it's
one.
like yeah, something like that. It's a couple years after the first.
well, the
movie.
first movie's in 2019.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like I turned to Steven, and I was like, oh, the Blackout. That's pretty much a group of rebel replicants
Mhm.
wanted to erase everything, and so to save some of their brothers. That's when the rebels started forming,
Mhm.
pretty much. What else was there? It was like I don't know. It was kind of cool how they were tying everything in. It was
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
I like this how this is not just the big just the main focus. It's just more of a tie-in with everything else.
Yeah.
Like this is more of a where everything else meets.
Yeah,
Kinda.
absolutely.
So we kind of talked a little about, I don't know if we call them good guys, but the protagonist would be Ryan Gosling.
Ryan
How about we
Gosling,
talk
yeah.
about the bad guys?
Jared Leto, if you would call him a bad guy.
Well, yeah, I guess
Yeah,
it would be the
I would. He was
antagonist.
trying to further his own goals.
Well, and
He was trying to further the replicants because what's his name? The guy from Blade Runner Tyrell.
Yeah.
He died and everything else like that
Yeah.
with all his secrets and everything.
Yeah,
and
so basically his big secret was that the experimental replicant Rachel from the first movie that falls in love with Deckard, she has ability to get pregnant.
Yeah.
Which is like a giant deal because I mean
That's basically what the
it's
whole
neither
movie's about.
it's neither confirmed or denied, which I really liked how they just kind of brushed over it. How like if Deckard's a replicant or a human or not. they're just like, it doesn't really matter because it works either way.
True. I don't know. It's because her lifespan, she died while giving birth. Was it again?
Yeah. Well, they had to perform like emergency
C-section.
Well, yeah. It's also because she was also has that 4-year time span.
Well, yeah.
Decker has been living a lot longer than 4 years.
Well, he might have been one of the older program
Like
ones with the open lifespan, you know.
I
Batista
guess.
was around for a long time.
Was he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was there.
But he was
one
a
of
new
the
model.
models. No, he was one of the early models. That's why they had a.
Yeah,
was
he was a rogue.
Well, I thought he
He's
was
a rogue
K8. Because those are the new ones.
No,
K8's
the
the new
Nexus 8s are the ones that are programmed to obey. The 6 ones are the.
Which one was Ryan Gosling? What number was he?
He
9?
was the Nexus 8 one.
Oh.
He's one of the new models. That's why he was working for the LAPD because they trusted, you know, that he would not fuck up. That's why they run those tests on him every time he comes back into base.
I don't know. It kind of was I felt a little bitter because they're like the whole theme of the movie is like trying to make replicants more humanized and everything else like that, but they still use Ryan Gosling as a slave because he was the one that was born with the memories and all that stuff to bring Harrison Ford and all that and the rebel group to that child. You catch that? Mm-hmm. So it's like at the end they pretty much used him. He outlived his purpose.
Yeah, but he turned the tables on in the last second.
Yeah,
True.
but he made his own conscious.
Yeah.
If you want to call it conscious decision at the end.
But it's still like, damn it, he still got used and it's like,
well, I mean,
he just wants to be with his digital waifu. That's all he wants.
Well, I feel like towards like the later half where he's like starting to meet Deckard, he like, I mean, it's not. I don't know if it's implicitly implied that he starts to feel like I want to find her to find out who I am.
Yeah.
Because he wants to know. He wants to know for himself if those memories that he has are real, or if there's someone else's memories that might be real but they're not his entirely.
But he became too self-aware where he fooled himself in the process.
Yeah, more or less. Yeah, more or less. Yeah.
Well, going back to Jared Leto, I'm not really that big of a fan of Jared Leto, but we just got a nice right amount of Jared Leto.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't there for too much. The hench woman, I forgot her name.
He still had more purpose in this movie than he did in Suicide Squad.
Agent Love or something.
Yeah, she was really good. I liked her.
She was good.
I was
She's
every time
a
I
little
saw her,
over the top.
I was pissed off. I was like, God, just go away already.
When she kills
She cries every time she kills
Officer
someone.
K's commander, the blonde chick,
Played by Robin Wright.
Yeah.
Who did a good job.
Yeah.
She was also good.
It was just, God, you're going extra. You're going the extra mile. Just stop.
But
he's trying to get rid of you.
But she had to be that more of an over-the-top bad guy because Jared Leto's character was
more reserved,
subtle.
Oh yeah. Well, she had to be
blind.
She also had to prove that she can't be replaced. You caught that when she was telling Ryan Gosling like I'm the better model. Like that's why when that new model that was born and then Jared Leto got rid of it and she was like, I think she was more or less scared that she was going to be replaced. She doesn't want an upgrade.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of found that interesting, kind of how like because replicants were being made into slaves, but you still had these replicants that were higher up in status, kind of like in Django Unchained, how Samuel L. Jackson's character, he was higher up than the rest of the slaves were. Yeah. So I found that interesting, but furthermore, again we're in heavy spoiler territories, but Decker's daughter, why did she have a Scandinavian accent?
I don't know.
Where did she pick that up from?
Maybe she got a program
from her
mom.
Don't forget the guy who ran the orphanage. He had a little accent. I don't know what though.
It wasn't from Scandinavia.
No. I mean, that's the whole reason why. I
don't know if it's just the actress, and she's like, don't worry about doing
that. That's the reason why there's a whole bunch of like Chinese signs and all this other stuff.
Well, it's just more integrated.
Yeah, because the world is more integrated. As soon as they made sentient life, they more or less fused all together.
But her mother didn't have an accent.
She had a little more British or English accent.
To be fair, she really didn't spend time with either one of her parents.
Well, I mean, I don't know how DNA works with replicants of what we get from, I don't know.
Well, it could be the people that she spent time around too. Like
that could have been too. I don't know. Maybe
she got her ass beat into a Scandinavian or the fucking accent.
Yeah, they knocked something loose when they were beating her up in the furnaces.
I don't know. She said, wasn't she like a doctor? Or she was a doctor or something because they introduced her like, oh, you're a doctor.
No, she was the one that made all the memories.
I know, but she was
a Doctor Memories.
Yeah, I mean, like just like how freaking Stevens has a doctor in law enforcement or something like that.
Oh yeah,
Doctor Law,
Doctor Law, in the science of law.
Dr. Jones.
That's a Dr. Jones.
No, I thought I really liked her, and I thought that was a great
Yeah.
twist. And
It's a really powerful scene at the when he sits down with her though.
yeah, which I didn't really get
I
at
was like,
first. That she kind of showed her hand,
Yeah.
yeah.
kind of.
I mean,
It totally went over my head.
Yeah.
They literally lay out the plot twist of the movie.
Yeah, I thought she was just
Yeah.
seeing like a kid get her ass kicked or her
Yeah.
ass kicked, and she was like, "Well, it's sad, cry."
that's
But she was a more sensitive person.
Someone
Yeah.
lived this life, and it's like, oh, Ryan Gosling obviously lived it because he remembers it,
Yeah.
and
But she said, each dream there's a part, but you never know if she made the dream or not. She never lays that out, like, "Oh yeah, I made this dream."
no, that's from
No, that
her.
was
That's her
her, yeah,
memory.
that was
That's
her memory.
I know, but when he goes to her, she's like, "Oh yeah, this dream happened," and she says every bit of the dream she makes has like almost like a part of her in it.
Yeah,
But you
every
don't
artist
know
has,
if she
like,
made
part
that
of it.
dream or not.
That was one of her
No,
actual memories. She
she implanted it
her-
so Decker could come find her.
like her
Oh,
yeah,
I
her
thought-
little act of like rebellion like caused
Oh,
a
that-
shit
yeah,
ton of,
that-
like,
that's
I didn't
why-
get that part.
That's why I told you. That's why I felt bitter when
Yeah.
he.
That's why I don't see these movies.
Yeah.
That's why I felt bitter when
well, that's why she's
Ryan
like
Gosling
crying. That's why she's
was
crying.
used. I was like, oh, he got
Yeah.
used. He's just an errand boy at this point.
Yeah.
Well, now
And then he just totally like just loses it, which is great because like up until then he's like really stoic in
he just follows
personality.
orders.
Yeah.
And then he just totally breaks down and just
he
like
broke from the
you know.
web, and I'm pretty.
It was a great scene. Like
and
that
he's
scene
dead,
would've-
right?
Yeah,
He died.
Yeah.
It is Warren Bliss.
But he can be.
Well,
He might be uploaded to something else.
Well, now he's
A
up.
car. He's
Yeah.
Nico. Now he's
Did you-
uploaded to the great heaven in the sky with his wife.
Nico, did you catch?
Digital.
Did you catch when Officer K was dying? Like how they played the Tears and Rain music from the first one?
I didn't catch that.
It's the same exact like sound. Like,
What happened to the
soundtrack.
dog?
But where's the dub? Where's the dub that you let go? Yeah, no, the last one there's some dubs. What happened?
What happened to
There was
the
a
dog?
dog, and I was like, oh, what
The
about
dog.
her?
Yeah.
Well, I hope
Harrison
they-
Ford's dog.
I hope they know it's a dog after watching the spoiler part. I hope they know.
But
Yeah.
Right? They never really told us if it's a real dog or not.
Yeah.
ask him.
That's it. That's all we
Ask
got.
The dog was like, I am.
I am.
Just after he's drinking.
I
whiskey.
am dog.
I am
I'm
dog.
a dog.
Okay.
I am good boy.
I am good boy.
Okay.
I'm programmed to be good.
Last but not least, Harrison Ford. How do we like
Oh, good
Decker,
one.
Decker coming
I
back?
think this was some of his best acting in the past 30 years.
Oh, what about Force Awakens?
Oh, he
Decker.
was halfway Force Awakens. He was like towards the exit door, like yeah,
Dang.
Yeah.
yeah.
It was Han Decker.
Han Decker. Well, I mean, like I discussed with Zach right now, it's like he was an upgraded Decker. He's better.
Oh yeah.
Way
No,
better
he's
than the
fleshed
first
out.
one.
Yeah.
First one.
I think he was a replicant because he's like, oh, you're with the police. Like, are you gonna come? Are you gonna bring me in? Are you gonna blah blah blah?
Well, he might just have been like that just because they were looking for information about like where his daughter is.
I mean, when they said that he was the key, when they were trying to be like, oh, have you ever thought you were made to be this key or anything else like that? I think they meant like symbolically he was the key to spawn something out of the womb of that
So his
sin.
sperm.
Yeah, or
was
just
the
his
key.
human
Very
DNA was
cool.
mixed. Like he could probably been done with anyone. It's just he was the one that fell for her.
And everybody got a crash course in DNA coding.
That yeah,
Yeah.
3.
But no, I really liked this. One of my favorite scenes in the whole movie was at the end, the car sinking. I really like that. That was great
Oh, yeah.
shooting. Also, when they were going through the casino,
yeah.
and they were in that one kind of ballroom, and
With,
then
like,
like
the
the
Elvis
Elvis was
background,
coming
yeah.
up, but it was like the intermittent of the singing plus the gunfire. I really
Some
liked
lo-fi hip hop.
it. That's what that made that movie better.
Anime aesthetic. Go.
Oh,
So, please.
Oh, what made this movie was the soundtrack. Beyond the honest.
Soundtrack.
I literally got
Yeah.
chills. Like when they were flying over that wall when it showed the water the first time, I was like, oh, I love
Just
it.
just the visual aesthetic.
Yeah.
That's the difference between me going to these movies. He's just there like, wow. I'm just like, there's so much bass.
It was.
Like,
I kind
It's
of
color.
gave
Color.
it to the speakers of the theater.
Yeah,
It was kind of,
could've been,
they were
too.
kind of like they probably upped the bass on it just so it's playing Steven's car.
Yeah.
Okay, so before we give our lasting impressions and ratings, anything else anybody wants to bring
San
up?
Diego was a dump.
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Honestly, that's what I actually felt like this movie did really well was integrating the world into the actual
yeah.
story. Like in the first one, you're like, okay, why the fuck is it set in a cyberpunk? I mean, outside of like having the replicants, you could have that in modern day times with nothing else. But with this story, like it's integrated in the story. Like you understand why San Diego's a fucking dump. You understand why Las Vegas is a dump.
Everything
And it
else
does-
is like
it
farmland.
It does more to enhance the actual story.
Yeah,
too. It's not just like, hey, here's a
They
here's a
explained
fucking
more what happened to Earth
Neo Tokyo.
when they started meaning off-world, because
Yeah.
obviously there's been like spaceships and all that other stuff off-world. I mean, didn't you say aliens are?
Yeah, Ridley Scott
yeah, Ridley-
likes to think that aliens. is
Everything's all
with-
connected. It kind of makes sense, but like
It
they
does
say
kind of,
off-world, but I think that's will be the next Blade Runner is when
Alien
the,
Runner.
the rebellion.
Yeah, the rebellion, the Sins will get
Maze
old
Runner.
and everyone else would just fucking go off-world. This is my world.
Yeah, they
now.
kept on talking about off-world, but I thought they were going to
Off-world.
touch on that a little bit more.
At least
They didn't do that in the first
I
one.
think-
They
I
didn't
think-
do it in this movie.
I feel like, is it supposed to be like nicer?
No, I think they want. I think
This Earth
Ridley
is
Scott
trash?
want to tie in aliens.
Oh
Like,
yeah, just really
Yeah,
bad.
he's like,
I
now
got
I have
one.
my reason. I have my reason. It's off-world aliens. They're coming.
Well, if you notice, there's not really any like government like established. It's just basically the police.
There's just the law.
So it is kind
Yeah.
of like Earth's just abandoned, and then like, oh, these other off-world colonies are doing way better than Earth. You should probably
Yeah.
go there.
So there's the police and
Yeah.
prostitutes and
Yeah, there's mainly it's just a business world now.
oh, I get it, Miko. You don't like real girls.
He likes digital waifus.
They
Steven,
sync
any-
up with real girls. That was a three-way. That man had a
That
three-way.
CGI was something else.
Yeah, that was really cool.
With the
Was
integration.
it the lagging?
It,
Lagging.
The Wi-Fi
That was
wasn't.
something
The Wi-Fi
else.
wasn't at the highest point.
Oh, but-
technically, they're all synthetics. It's a robot three-way.
I do have to give them like props. Like the
was
first
a
one.
prostitute?
Yeah, she was a replicant too.
But
yeah.
I thought. She said you didn't like real girls.
No, she was real. She was real.
What?
Yeah,
No.
she wasn't.
No.
Well, she was, but she was a part of the rebellion. So
Oh, that's right.
Damn it. So
Yeah.
who's
Yeah,
okay? I
it's
don't
on.
think there's. I don't think there's probably like 3 humans on Earth right now.
That's what I thought.
There's
Well,
like
I mean-
it's all replicants.
let's see.
Well, that's what
there's
I'm
maybe
getting right
two.
now.
they all got killed in this movie too, almost.
Yeah, like a solid 3 humans. Now there's like 2.
I just gotta say the first one it's pretty much Decker versus Synths. This one it was
Since what is this? Fallout 4.
replicants, whatever. But it was
Yeah.
Ryan Gosling versus replicants versus humans too. Yeah, he actually showed him being an actual Terminator pretty much against the
Yeah.
populace of San Diego.
Oh, yeah. I just like how they rush him. He shoots 3 of them, and he's like, "Then no, get back now."
Don't
After
forget
I
he did
shot 3 of you
He
guys.
did the WWE fucking spine
Yeah.
cruncher
Yeah.
move. Oh my lord.
Snap dude's spine in
No,
half.
it's-
And then he meant not Morgan Freeman.
Oh yeah, no, Forrest Whitaker you meant.
Or yeah,
Not
not
Forrest
Forrest
Whitaker.
Whitaker. Yeah.
Save the dreams.
Save the dream.
Okay, so
Save the replicants.
Miko rating
9 out of 10 or 9.5, I would say.
9.5.
Yeah.
That's official. Okay, Steven?
I'm gonna have to give it 8.5, and that's on my own falling asleep.
Oh, yeah. It was long.
It's like
It
if
was
you would have
long.
made it through the movie, it would have been like a 9.5.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was long.
Zach?
I give it a 9 out of 10. Low pacing is kind of slow paced, but very good movie.
I will also give it a 9 out of 10.
Do you think you two, since it's been a while since you guys saw the first one, do you guys think it would have helped to see the first one ahead of time?
Probably.
I'm actually more interested in seeing the first one now, because I kind of, like I said, I kind of want to Star Wars it. I want to watch
I know a lot
the
of people
first
say-
before.
I know a lot of people say like, "Oh, you don't need to watch the first one to get the second one."
You kind of did.
yeah.
Greatly enhances.
But
the
now,
experience.
when I watch the old one, I'll be like, oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys know that
I'll be a lot more
the-
interested in it than I would have
It's-
been before.
Ryan Gosling was talking to the Asian detective, the Deckard's partner?
Yeah.
in the
Yeah,
beginning?
you came in and whispered
Yeah,
in the
I was
movie, like,
it's for the first one.
It's
Yeah,
him.
yeah. What do you call it? No, it
the
it
origami
almost
man.
seems like if you watch the first one, you almost think like, hey, are they like planting seeds for like a movie down the line, like with Rachel's character being that experimental replicant?
Yeah.
Like, did they leave us that one story thread open to make this movie? Because like, literally, that's what makes this movie. This the foundation of that.
Oh, yeah.
Of that,
I mean,
you know,
Every writer always leaves a little
a little window out.
yeah,
for
where
a
they
sequel.
could, yeah.
I just thought it was really cool how they
Oh, yeah,
integrated with
definitely.
that. Like,
So-
oh, dude, the CGI for Rachel though,
Oh, yeah, that's right.
that was
That's right.
actually, I honestly thought that was
That was-
better what they did
that
with
was-
Tarkin
yeah.
and Rogue One.
But her eyes weren't green.
oh
true.
yeah, no,
Green
yeah.
eyes.
Harrison
Green
Ford
eyes.
always
What
a
movie is that
ladies'
from?
man.
Green eyes. What movie is that from?
An old movie.
No, we watched it. Big Trouble in Little China. God damn it, Zach.
Goes your computer. It's gone. Good job.
I remember we were trying to watch that. We We're like, oh.
Yeah.
I'm guessing we're
How-
cutting this part.
The movie doesn't-
How long
the movie
is
doesn't
this?
really
How long
hold
is
up.
this movie?
Okay.
Huh?
Say our closer.
Our closer, putting the lid on the felt pen.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's changing up
The
now.
lid.
Steven.
That was the cap.
No, he's
No,
putting
lid.
the lid on the ink.
Oh.
That's a felt pen.
Putting the cork in the
Crayola.
inkwell.
Zach, you're gonna have to make a new
Get
picture
the
now.
Crayola marker.
Oh,
There's too many. There's too many. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Can't find all these damn pens and utensils.
Alright, guys, this has been Mount Media Podcasts. Until next time, ink pen.
Kill yourself.
Happy ink signing off.
Don't kill yourself. Or maybe.
Maybe.
We'll kill ourselves.
Happy ink. AKA Little Funyuns.
Little
AKA.
Funyuns.
Where did the Little Funyuns come from? Really like Funyuns?